Hey everyone, it's Char from Char's Fashion Nation. This is my second time filming this. So earlier I was in the kitchen doing nails, Hello Taco, and LV glitter. I have been enjoying doing my own nails. Aren't those gorgeous? Those are gorgeous. So what I do is I use the the base coat of the Hello Taco. Then I let that dry for a moment. Then I put on some LV glitter, just kind of rub it on there. Dry it, make sure it's dry all the way. Top coat that, because that's really about as simple. And then what you do, when you get a top coat, before you let them dry all the way, dip your finger. That way you can get a look like this. It's kind of a fake French tip, but with glitter. And don't have to have them perfect. Because if somebody's that close to your hands, you're too close. And these really are about like that sharp that even the cat left the kitchen as I was actually just doing the nails. So since that video didn't want to upload, it was very bewitching. And speaking of witches, it was about a Georgian witch, not the Bell Witch. Now, a lot of people will get that confused. It was a young girl that was not popular in her community. There's a lot of people that are not popular in community because, looks. I used to be a model, so I don't fucking care. A person's a person. I got out of modeling because too many people were fucking snobby and shit, and I couldn't be around that. And for other reasons, because you know what? I was not going to be haunted by people trying to make me do things that could come back on me later. I have respect for my person. Anyway, so I was doing these, and like I said, aren't those gorgeous? Pretty. They're very holographic. Hello Taco. It's an excellent product made and distributed right here in Jersey. That's right, I said it. Christine, the owner of Hello Taco, she has jobs here in Jersey, up in North Jersey, and I think that's fabulous. I don't care if she lives in Canada. But if you didn't know, the owner of Hello Taco is also a child star. She had been in several advertisements, and I think she was in a TV show once, and the TV show didn't last too long. That's kind of a shame. So go check out her products. No, I don't have a discount code. Sophia and Nagar might. They're friends. Or just the Honey app. Also not a sponsor, but I do use it to get a discount on stuff. Now, I didn't use it for Hello Taco. You can check and see if the Honey app actually has it. I'm not sure. But once you use the Honey app, that's my child. You know what? That's my child. Once you use the Honey app, you just go in there. You can look up what you want and follow it. And then get your discounts. Isn't that lovely? Who does not love to save? I love to save. You love to save. We all love to save because in this day and age, we need to save our pennies lately. So anyway, I'm sorry. I was looking over. This is my wireless mouse for this device. It changes colors. Look at that. There you go. It changes color. You can buy these on Amazon. Okay, so it has a little piece that goes into your device. And then you can also get a wireless tablet. It comes with this, which I think is great because it's like a portable office. And then when it turns on, I know I just like sidetracked myself. Anyway, let's not sidetrack. Let's get back to the Spoopy story. So anyway, there's more than just the Bell Witch and Mountain Witches in the South or across the world, you know. So like I'm saying, the young girl, she wasn't very popular in her community, and then bad things started happening, right? She just minded her own business and all that. So it's like cattle started dying off, crops weren't, growing right and all that. So the community decided, since they didn't like her, that they would deem her a witch because she stayed to herself. Really, she only had like a friend, and that's it. But she always told that person, "Hey, don't be around me much because people here, don't like me and all that." So, which is sad, right? Like, I know how this feels. I really do. Growing up, I know how that feels. This is a story about me? No. But, so the girl she got sick of everybody's shit, right? So she took off into the woods for a while. And if you don't know, Georgia actually does have some woodlands. It's not just all swamp. There are some woodland areas. So she goes into the woodland area and she stays there for a little while. She just disappears like, fuck you, everybody, and just fucking leaves. Like, why would you not? Why would you not? I'm going to try to scratch on my back. After I'm done with the story, I'm actually going to go out there and make bacon wrapped kosher hot dogs. I really go out there and wrap that bacon, skewer it. Put that in the oven. You put that in the oven. Fabulous flavor. Oh, and with seasoned fries from Swan's Foods. But anyway, back to the story, because that sounds yummy and I'm hungry. So, also, I'm still working on that dress. Today I'm attaching the bodice to the skirt, and then I decided to sew the bra cups in by hand, and the same thing goes with the straps and the sleeves. So, that'll be done that way. Then it'll be great. But anyway, so she leaves. She's like, fuck it. She only goes back like every once in a while, not too often, just maybe to get something, right? So what is she doing to like be able to come back in and barter trade? Of course, if you're living in the woods, you're going to be living off the land, which basically means you have pelts to trade and, whatever wild foods you find. Remember, don't pick the blueberry above the leaf. Pick the one under the leaf. The one above it is poison. So she goes back with like foraged goods and pelts, in order to get food and supplies. What in the world is on my table? Who knows? Anyway, and then it's back. Like, I just got you off my table. I don't know what that was. Anyway, it was Spoopy. So eventually she just like, because the spring, the summer, she's just staying in the woods because she don't really need anything by that point. And now fall comes along and the ground is starting to get, these people, like, if she came into town, oh my God, and a lot of people wouldn't deal with her. So this is where her friend came in. He would help her because he would trade the pelts and everything for her and the foraged goods. And so he would bring her the stuff like at the end of the village, like way out at the end of the village, and give it to her. So she'd go back into the woods for a while. But then, winter hit. And of course, everybody's saying, oh my God, it's her fault that we don't have supplies, no food. First of all, your ass didn't know how to farm. Mother Nature fucking happened. And I swear, like, I have no makeup on. I have no makeup on because I'm doing something later with Makeup Addict. Don't forget, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I go on live with Makeup Addict 1992. Yes. Anyway, this looks like a crone snail. I don't know. That's kind of weird. Croaked. Like our government around the world. Anyway, so she goes into the woods. She stays in the woods. She comes back just for a few moments because it's like, there's snow on the ground. Where's this poor girl living? So she goes back to try to get some like winter supply and all that. Mind you, she has enough pelts to stay warm. So she's wearing these pelts. She's coming back into town. Nobody really knows who she is covered in pelts, right? They think like some creepy thing coming into town. So they're like, oh my God, what is that? People freak out. They're dumb. People that freak out are dumb. And the only reason that anyone recognized her was because of a specific birthmark, right? The village idiots deemed her as the mark of the beast. People have birthmarks. I don't have a birthmark. My body has been searched, even by doctors. I have no birthmark. So, so the village idiots, like I said, was saying, oh, it's the mark of the beast. It's her. Like, her friend also had a specific birthmark, right? So they captured her, and her friend went to go visit her, right? And all she had on was like her winter, robe made out of the hides. And he went down, of course, he's wearing his winter jacket. And they just leave him there to talk. He says, just to get in there, he's telling the village, he's like, look, I will go in there and talk to her and see if I can con her into telling everybody that she's a witch. Oh, but did he? No, the jailer comes back hours later thinking that he's in there interrogating her. Nobody's outside. Nobody's really paying the fuck attention because it's cold. You want to be in somewhere warm. So he lets her out because the jailer was dumb. He didn't keep the key on him. He let her out. And so when the jailer came back, all he found was the boy's winter coat and her coat that she made out of skins, out of pelts. And he goes and, the town crier, the witch has taken him. All that is left is their coat, all that's left is their clothes. It's what the idiot said, okay? Not the brightest bulb in the package or the brightest lantern at that time. They weren't too smart in the noggin. So, when they escaped, they just took off their coats. People came in, they just found that they were just coats. Or, oh, where's the clothes that you said was here? You said that they left, she took them in, all was left was their clothes. So, trekking out through where people had already trekked through just so nobody would pay attention to that, right? Back out into the woods, a snowstorm starts hitting, so that's going to cover their tracks. Pay attention to that. That's going to cover their tracks. So she leads him to where she had been living in a cave. Right? And they stayed in there. Nobody knew they were there. So it was so far back away from the village, because nobody would go into that part of the woods. So about 10 years goes by. They're older. And a young boy hunting found what looked like the front of a cabin in front of a cave. People these days, they actually convert caves into houses, so it's like that's nothing new. There's a lot of things that aren't new in this day and age either, like shopping from home, working from home. That's just not new. In case you didn't know that, working from home and shopping from home has been done for centuries. Check the history. It's true. And yeah, so anyway, so the person finds it, goes knocking on the door, right? This gentleman in his almost 30s opens the door, and he's all beard and everything, look kind of like you've been living in the woods grunge. And so the young man really didn't recognize him at first until she called for him and said, "Who is out there?" And he's like, "Don't worry about it. The person is about to leave." But the guy recognized a birthmark, right? And so at that time, it's like the person ran back to the village and said, "Oh my gosh, I found him. Come on, let's go. I found them." So the villagers show up because they know some shit is up. So the villagers show up. They have already cleared the front that looked like a cabin entrance, knocked it out because I knew people would be coming back. So you can knock that out. You're going to cover that, right? So somehow the creatures of the forest. Now, mind you, in folklore is there for a reason. The red-headed giants have been found in caves, right? So why can't this happen? Red-headed giants are actually real. The remains have been found in a cave in America. Actually, in a couple of caves. So that's a whole other video. So the villagers come back, and magically, for some reason, he followed his tracks back to where he was. So all they see there is a bunch of trees and shrubs on the side of the mountain, in which he claimed there was the front of a cabin. So something was helping to protect them. Now remember, not everything in the woods are actually dangerous. Some folkloric things, like not that gnat that just came at me, that was weird, are bad. It's like there are some things in the woods, like wendigos and skinwalkers, and there's a bunch of other tribal creatures in which you need to stay far the fuck away from. Even maybe Sasquatch, aka Bigfoot, or even the skunk ape, which is basically the same thing as Bigfoot. Just more swampy. So the people were like, I thought you said there was something here. And he's like, I swear to you, I followed my tracks here. They were here, and there was a cabin built to a cave. And so they're looking around. They can't find it. Now, did the woods help with this illusion that was there? Because about 30 years later, a villager comes along, because everybody's telling this story, so everybody's kids need to stay away from the woods like that. Oh, my ear itches. Thank goodness I got nails on. That many years later, another villager comes along, right? Like, it's kind of got a feel for the market where this was, right? Comes along and finds that it's still there. The cave, that is, with like the remnants of people have been living in the cave. Is that far-fetched? No, actually, people have lived in caves. If they couldn't find a way to afford a home, they actually lived inside of a cave, turned it into their freaking house. It's like, you got woods, you've got supplies to make furniture, you've got rocks, you've got a way to make a chimney and a fireplace or a little cook area, whatever. So living in the woods, not that hard to do if you know how to hunt and forage. Don't be a vegan. That's bad hunter and native. Oh, don't be offended. It's funny in a way. Vegan does mean bad hunter. So does vegetarian. That makes you a bad hunter in native territory. Yeah. Even though you can get proteins, calcium, and vitamins off of other things. And the sun, don't forget that. The sun does give vitamin D and vitamin K and other like minerals. Like, why do you think we sunbathe, and then when it's crappy weather out, we stay inside? So, what would you do if you went into the woods and found a cave, knowing what may have happened to a person that had to live there? Would you explore it, or would you be very cautious? Because the creepies in the woods. Think about that. And with that said, stay spoopy. And I will see you later with Makeup Addict 1992. Go check her out. She's great. And if you want good nail art, good nail polish, go to Holo Taco. It is $11 a bottle for some bottles, and it is higher than that for the other ones. And the collections, don't worry about it. They're actually the best that I've ever used. I think I still have some bottles over here. I do. I have used the Holo Taco brand for about a year now, and I absolutely love it. So go check that out. Also, go check out her YouTube channel, Nail Logical, where she now does podcast. And with that said, I will see you later. Bye.